Right. So this is Get Your It Together 2.1, and I am your host, Avok, a voice of consciousness, aka King James, KYNGJAYMES. Um, Going forward, we're going to dedicate to Spencer Contreras, my grandson, who's transitioned, and we're going to um, dedicate so many, if not all, who knows, depending on how I'm inspired. However, today is Friday, the 6th of February, and we did say that we were going to do at least Tuesday or Wednesday. It looks like we're definitely doing it weekly, as well as um, a live stream on Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, um, here on the YouTube channel, A Voice of Consciousness 4019. And you can check out the website as well, jhwentinc.com. Um, and if you feel inclined and you want to share the wealth, so to speak, you want to make a donation to us for what we're doing, and we're definitely going to be continuing on a regular. You can cash out at $ voice of C with a capital V and C, voice of C, money sign voice of C. Okay, so we are going to talk about how we get lost. Um, some people have gotten lost in the woods and they need a compass, and that would help navigate to get your directions, bearings, north, south, east, west. Some people get lost when you go traveling, you go get off the boat or you get off the plane and you just kind of sightseeing, you get lost, and you need some direction. You may have a map, you may or may not have a map. You may just have your basic intuition to know where you came from and how to get back. You leave breadcrumbs or different types of things on the trail, the markers, buildings, whatever, to kind of say, okay, yeah, I passed here, going this way, let me go back that way, what have you. I've actually been lost in the woods before, um, and of course, gotten lost in the hood. In hoods I ain't had no business being in, or in places and areas that wasn't familiar. So in essence, I was a foreigner in a strange environment, and attempting to find my way home, back to whence I came. Well, that's where we are today, divine ones. We are in a divine paradigm. The paradigm has shifted, and it has shifted in all melanated beings, or shall I say melanated energies that have, in essence, that have a soul. So a lot of what I'm saying, a lot of what I will say, while it may resonate with some, while it may resonate with some, it won't resonate with a lot. Now, it's not to say that I'm better, bigger, I know more, none of that. This is not an ego trip. This is just about being real. We have to deal with what it is as it is unfolding in the moment that it reveals itself. And so When you're in a foreign land, and all of this is foreign to us, let's be real. We are non-local. Divine essence, the essence that you already are, is non-local. Energy, frequency, and we're in this, but not of it. And I'm only speaking to a certain few, select few, not select few that I've selected, not a select few that has been elected or appointed. There are those of us that have chosen to walk, to come this way, to walk through this at this time, to come and be here. It's an honor. It is an honor. It is a distinguished honor to want to have, to be the abundance of all, to be all that is, to be the source within the source, a source within the source, expressing itself as source from within the source of all. It's an honor to do this. It doesn't, as they say, it doesn't get any better, because this is it. And it's not it from a standpoint of a bad thing or a good thing. It's more about being present in this now presence. We are present in the presence. It's like a gift. We've been given a gift. So, however, when you choose to do some things, sometimes you get lost in the sauce, so to speak, where you're just doing and you're being and you're flowing and you're expanding in it, and you forget that your expansion is the basis for why you're here. You're here to enjoy it, of course. This is about enjoyment. It's like children that play outside. They don't have a care in the world. Well, we've come through a place where it's foreign for us to really care about the environment as much as we're told to do so. While we have concerns and we have some compassion, we don't need to care as much, because this is passing away. This is changing right before our eyes. Everything is as it should be. Divinity is not making any mistakes. It's not doing something that ain't supposed to be. This is how it is. And the adjustments, just like a good coach with a great team, have to make adjustments as the game is being played. Depending on what's going on, you have to make the adjustments and not worry about what you missed or what was forgotten, or who did what and who shot John. That's not important now. What's important is getting centered, balanced, being whole, finding your equilibrium in the chaos, because you're the chaos in essence. You're the stirring. You're the stick or the spoon that's stirring the pot. You're the reason that the fire got hot. You are the essence of the all that must be in order to balance, in order to reestablish the harmony and the equilibrium. You have to ruffle some feathers. However, it has to be in love. You can't do it with hatred. You can't do it by being angry and always taking out your anguish and your. There's no reason. There's no justification to find fault in anything or anyone. Why? Because all that is is reflective of the all that you are. Let me say that again. All that you experience is reflective of the all that you are. So in other words, everything that you're going through and you're experiencing or you're having issues with, there are things that are within you that haven't been resolved or that you're struggling with because you don't want to deal with it, or you're afraid of it, or you feel ashamed of it. But it's all you, like it or not. So now we have to stop pretending. See, this is a realm of pretentiousness. This is a realm where we pretend and let's act like, let's play. And that's fine. But don't forget you're playing. Don't forget you're at play. Don't forget you're a child at play. That's the difference. The difference is knowing, who and what you are based on where you are. And you gotta know where you are. However, again, back to the not having the focus or not having the compass. Not having the compass. We are coded, we are encoded light frequencies. You don't see it now, but you will. There are those that do see it. We are encoded, coded, decoded. Well, we decode frequencies, light frequencies. We are coded light frequencies. And we are coders. We have to decode what is present or what is being processed through us. Just like your computer processes information. Now everything is information. Everything is information. Well, you, beloved, is a bit more than just information. You are the soul that resonates with clarity on the highest level that there is. And the processing, as it were, can and is or will or can get a little muddled. It can get a little confusing because you're allowing yourself to absorb the energies from the realm of the third dimensional plane. This third dimension is one of, I won't say it's deceptive. I won't say that it is an illusion. So in the illusion itself, there's a deception in the illusion. I can say that. And the reason that there's a deception in the illusion is because you're looking at the illusion thinking that it's a reality. And it's not. Everything is conditionally programming you to focus on this being real. See, feel, touch, smell, hear, taste, that's what's real. The stuff you can't see, which is probably 95% of the light spectrum that you don't see, is where your soul operates from. The seat of power is within you. The light of the power is processed through the pineal gland. And so that seat of power is being projected to this realm. All of the dimensions are not layered on top of each other. They are all encompassing the whole of the environment. So you have the first, fourth, second, third, 20th dimension. Everything is right here, right now. The difference is your level of frequency, your level of being able to maintain or manage the higher frequencies through consciousness, being able to process the information that's being channeled through you. Everybody's not at a place where they can process the higher frequencies. Even though we're in the same room, we may be getting processing of different levels of dimensions coming through us from different points, different places. Even though we're in the same room and can touch and feel and see and talk to each other, we may be processing information from different realms. This is the reality that we're living. Not will live, not coming. We're here right now. The conversations and the information that we're dealing with is beyond the 3D realm. However, the artificial intelligence of it all is mechanical. It's not organic. And the minute you utilize more of the artificial intelligence, you slowly ignore your intuitive, innate, naturally organic, endogenous protocols. That is definitely a process that was reverse engineered. The way the computers work and everything, that's reverse engineering from who? You and me. You, me, we is one within the source of it all. We are the prototypes for all of the creation. I won't say, the different various mechanisms that has been created to make things more convenient in the realm that we are living in. We're the prototypes. Melanated souls are the prototypes. Melanated ones are the prototypes for all that we see, feel, touch, smell, and hear and interact with. So now we're in a realm, we're in the time, I should say, the paradigm of where we must interact within ourselves. There's a processing that has to be reignited. And with my book, Get Your It Together, Spiritual Insights for the Conscious, it's an igniting or reigniting of things that, of the essence that you already are. It's about reigniting your divine self, your divine memory. That's really what it is. It's the memory. You think about it when you go to school and you test. You think about it when you go to school and you go for a degree, and you all of the things that you have to do. It's based on what you remember about what you read in the books. It's not about the experiences that you had with the material in the books. It's more about what you recall, depending on how clever the question is or how the question is laid out or what have you. It's more about your memory. It's never about anything. There's no knowledge in just reading a book. Your knowledge is acquired through the experiences that you're able to process based on your level of consciousness that you can hold. On whatever level of consciousness you have, you processing, and the dimensional aspect of it is how you're how that information is being processed, and how you are actually either allowing openness to these way out, some people may say fantasies, or how quick or how easily you shut down. And the shutting down part is what's been conditioned and programmed in us, in a lot of us. The whole idea to shut that down, we can't have that. You can't do too much of that. We don't need you doing that. all of the low self-esteem and all of the things that tell you that you're less than, and all of the stuff that puts you in the frame of mind that you're an old filthy rag, and giving you religion to make you believe in something versus knowing who that something and what that really is in you already. Even though the religion tell you that your quote unquote God is in you, people still want to externalize this deity, which is not, which is foreign. So you're walking through a land that in your mind is foreign to you, and your conscious, your compass, I should say, is your compass is your intuition. The compass is innate. Your compass is coded in your DNA. Your compass is the integrity that you live. Your ability to process at a high level depends on your desire to want to know yourself. That's really all it is. It's how bad do you want it? How bad do you really want it? What are you willing to do, barring hurting someone or finding fault? So the whole idea is to keep you at war, not at peace, always finding fault, looking for someone to blame, not taking any responsibility for anything you do. Your choices, you making choices every second of the day. However, it's easier to say somebody else made you do it. Something else was the reason why you did it. No, you didn't. You wouldn't have did that if. So, or you don't have the confidence to know because you have not practiced, or you've not developed, or you've not remembered. Because you don't have to develop something that's already there. You can sharpen your tools up. You can be a little more skillful with your abilities to communicate within yourself, to process better. Yeah, that's possible. But you're not learning anything. I'm not teaching anybody anything. All I'm doing is sharing my experiences based on my perspective through my filtered experiences. That's all I'm doing. That's all I've been doing. I look back on my life and I realize certain things, and I start processing it based on what I know from my experience versus what I've been told. Because I've told things and it made me confused. And then I'm like, wait a minute, why am I confused? Here's what I know because of what I've done. And this, I'm trying to justify what I've been told by somebody I don't even know. Somebody could care less about me, really, unless they really, really love me, and they give me the truth. They give me the raw daddy. That's true love. When you get it raw, when you get it where it's the really real, that's true love. When someone is really being honest and not trying to hurt your feelings, not trying to hurt you, not about hurting, it's more about helping. And if you ask a question of someone who's giving it to you raw, don't take it personal. That's the problem. Children take everything that's their world, everything is them. Yes, it is. However, the mature mind knows how to process the information or process what they're experiencing in the moment to where they're not taking it personal, so personal that they miss the message or they miss what is being conveyed. Children don't care. They just want their way. They just want to have it their way. They want it to be done like they want it to be done. They don't have a clue as to what it's going to lead to, or what the end result is going to be, or it doesn't matter to them. Their feeling says it should be this way. And the mature adult or the mature person has to say, I understand what you would like and how you would like for it to be, but here's how it is. Now, what they do with that information, it doesn't matter, because that's on them. The point is they're getting the information as it should be, the context for what it really is. So the navigation system that's within us, we can't abandon ship. We cannot leave the controls to someone else, which is what's happened. And we're now in a time where we're coming back to ourselves. We're remembering who we are. We're knowing. We're not guessing. We're not hoping. We're not wishing. We're not believing in something outside of ourselves and looking up and we got to die to get to it. No. We're knowing that we have the ability right here, right now, in this right now moment, to access the all that we already are, butt naked. Right now. We know this now. Especially the souls, especially the souls that are here on this walk, that's taking this journey. You know, that chose to be in this place. Because this is a special time right now. And we are all a part of it. And we all have input in it. And we all occupy space. So therefore, there's a perspective and a contributory factor that you represent. Absolutely no questions asked. No question at all. However, when you don't know that, or you're confused about it, then that opens the door for doubt, that opens the door for fear, that opens the door for a lot of things that can get you off of the square. You'll start listening to noise. You know, the team has to be self-contained and depend on one another. The team. Because the team is the only ones that knows what's going on, how it has to be, what the ups and downs have been, who's been in, who's been out, what it's going to take. The team has gone through it all. And so for all of the entities or all of the parts of the complete puzzle, each one know each one. Each one understand what it is. Each one has the whole perspective on why it is. And so they move in cohesion, they move in harmony, they move in conjunction with one another, playing their part, doing their role, being who they are for the whole, not independently separate, thinking that they're better, different, or they're more than, but part of the whole, just as important, just as important as, not less than, not more than. Nobody's better, nobody's worse. There's no hierarchy in this system. In this divine system, there's no hierarchy. It's a mutual respect. Why? The respect has to come from within you first. It has to come from within you first. If you have no respect for yourself, hey, I'm not expecting you to respect me. If you're respecting me because of my title or what you see I got, or you know how bad my woman is, or if you're giving me respect based on external things, then that's not genuine. And that's not going to last. The minute you can figure out, you got a crink in the armor, or I see an opening, Let me get in there and do this. Let me do that. Because I don't really want to respect them anyway. All of the things that we already are is everything that we've experienced. So we can choose to do anything that we want. Why not choose integrity? Why not choose um, genuine authenticity? Now, for some, choosing those higher elements or higher aspects of themselves requires a little more responsibility. It requires a lot more tenacity, determination, because you're gonna really find out if your heart is really in it, it's gonna show. Everybody's gonna know. So these are the things that uh, when you lose sight or when you're lost in your environment or in a different environment or in an environment that you're not familiar with, the compass has to be within you. You can't take on that which is given to you, because that which is given to you is not going to operate at the highest level that you can produce and manufacture or process. However, if you don't know what that highest level is, because you're not used to doing your best, or you're not used to being your best, or you're thinking about being your best or doing your best as being better than. It's not. It's doing the best you can with what you have. And we all know so very well how to do that. The problem is the adjustment in the mind. As I am an energetic shaman, not a shaman that goes in the woods and use the berries and all of that and get high off of ayahuasca and experience it. No, it's about the seeds that have been planted in you to extract, to decode the encoded information that's already in you that only you can decode now. See, this is the other thing. The reason that we're being so distracted or given so much to try to distract us is because in this time that we're in, this is the time of harvest. So the decoding and the harvesting of the crops that have been planted many seasons ago is now coming to fruition. It is now being released upon the world. And those that want to control, manipulate, and continue the status quo, they ain't trying to have it. But it's too late. The system, the divinity makes the choice, and the cycle is moved in, and we moving on. It's nothing you can do. It's kind of like trying to stop a tornado, or a windstorm, or a tidal wave, or a tornado, or a torrential rainstorm. You better get somewhere and sit yourself down, or protect yourself, or do the best you can to get out of the way. That's where we're at now, family. And I say family of one source, family of one source. There's only one source. You got what, 35,000 different religions, and everybody wants to be right, but everybody got their own idea of what that is. Divinity is all of it. That's not a good or a bad thing. That's just a choice. We don't have a reason. I don't have a reason to feel like there's something wrong with any religion. I'm just not interested. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. You can do what you want to. Being gay ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't got nothing problem with no gay people, or I mean some of my best friends throughout my life have been gay, but we respected each other's space. I didn't push my ideas and try to force them to do something or be something they didn't want to be, and they didn't come and try to come over pushing me into what they were doing. We had minds of our own. We thought for ourselves. We did our own thing, but we came together, hung out, and we had each other's back. If there was any problems, we had each other's back. They're what they choose. People choices shouldn't have nothing to do. People choices don't have nothing to do with you. But we've been conditioned and programmed in an environment to say, hey, we need to judge that. You shouldn't do that. Who you who you think you are to tell somebody you're not their God or their you didn't you're not the reason that they exist. And even if you are, you don't own them. There's no, remember, this is an illusion. None of this is real, but you think you own something because the system says, hey, this is mine. My mama, my daddy, my girlfriend, my this, my it's always about my shoes, my house. So you get emotionally attached. And divinity says you don't get attached to nothing. Use it all, enjoy it all, but don't get attached. Because it's not real. These people acting on TV and they get paid more money, and attention is drawn to sports, and all that stuff is great. They're having fun. It's a big deal, not a big deal. It's a big deal, but it's not a big deal because divinity knows no boundaries. And it's not a bad thing to not have boundaries. It's a great thing to have boundaries, but it's not. But it's not a boundary. It's boundless, I should say. There are boundaries, but it's boundless. Infinity is eternal, and eternity is infinite. So how can you put a cap or corral that? You cannot. But the thinking has to be in balance with that concept, the idea of what determines um, what determines your abundance. How what does abundance mean? You're abundant. I mean, if you look at every aspect of your life, you're abundant. Now it's up to you to determine how or what that abundance may be. That's the choices that you make. It's more about the ideas that not necessarily the ideas, but it's more about how you connect through the consciousness around the idea of abundance. This is where we are now. It's about making it mental adjustments because that's what's under attack and that's what's been attacked. But yet, we're not at war. I'm not at war with myself. I'm not at war with the neighbor. I'm not at war with the next person. Why? Because everything that shows up is a reflection of you, something going on inside of you that you need to um, either be reminded of or be um, remember about yourself to make adjustments. Again, your team unto yourself. Within yourself, your team, and within that team structure, decisions have to be made to fine tune and make yourself the best that you can be. You don't get the best that you can be doing the most deplorable things ever known to man. How you gonna get the best of something out of something when you're not doing your best? That's where we are now. What's the best that you can do? How what what's the best that you can be within the realm of accomplishing whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Now, if you're trying to beat someone down, or if you're trying to beat someone, or if you're competing, or if you're doing anything to um, grandiose or grandize your ego, then again, that's a choice. That's not a good or a bad thing. It's just how focused are you on harmonizing and balancing within the realm of where we are today. Because a lot of people are doing stuff based on what they've been conditioned and programmed through, what they've been thinking and programmed. And so that's where the internal compass has to kick in. Well, it's kicking in. The question is, what choices are you make as it's being processed through you? We're no longer lost. It's just a question of how much longer do you want to stay and act like you don't remember? How long you want to keep going along saying, well, okay, I'll do that tomorrow. Or, well, see, you know, what they say, tomorrow never comes. Well, I'm saying tomorrow's already here. The past, present, and future is in this now moment. So whatever you're doing now, whatever you continue to do in the now moments that you experience is what you'll be doing come tomorrow in your mind. The reality is there is no tomorrow. There's only now. You can live for today and you can live for tomorrow and you can live in the past all in the same moment. That's divinity. You get to choose how you want to express your energetic presence as you are a present in this now moment. Listen, man, this thing is really phenomenal. It's beyond. It's actually no words can express, to be honest. However, I will say that I will be on this thing 10 a.m. tomorrow, live stream, doing it again. So peace be unto everyone. Love you with a perfect love, because I love, love, love the all that we are, the all that I am. You, me, we, and you, me, we as one within this present is a present in the presence. Peace.